It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this Wednesday of Thanksgiving week. It's November the 24th, of course. I'm Chillie Falls coming to you from Forest and Bedford County, Virginia, Central Virginia area with Wednesday Travel and Cruise Industry News. A lot going on today. By the way, today is National Sardines Day. It's not one of my favorites. As a kid, when I used to go fishing, I used to take tins of sardines and we'd eat them out while we were fishing. But beyond that, I'm just not a big fan. But anyway, it's National Sardine Day. I don't know why, but it is. Not a whole lot of action in the cruise ship sailings from U.S. ports today. Just down in Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale, Regal Princess and Eurodam both sail from there today. And that's it. That's all of the ship sailings. Now, when we get past all of my features here this morning, the headlines today, 2 Princess cruise ships delayed. We're going to talk about that. Norwegian is the second cruise line to sail out of New Orleans. They sailed on Sunday this week. A cruise line, Submarine, makes a debut. Carnival to restart 2 more ships in December. And do I see a green light from New Zealand? Wow, would that be cool? This and lots more today on Travel and Cruise Industry News. Before I do anything else, anything at all, I got to go back over here from yesterday. But I said I was going to do this and I didn't get back to it. That was yesterday's ports that Kenneth got right. If you recall, Kenneth said it looks like Hawaii to him, and that part was correct. It is from Hilo. I don't think I ever announced that. So that's what yesterday's today was. And today's port is up now. Take a look at that. If you'd like to make a guess, put it in the chat box. That is what is happening as we speak. So that's the port for today. Now, as most of you know, yesterday was an absolutely horrible day with our signal for John. So he and I tried to fix that today. So we actually taped this his segment today in the middle of the night last night, I think it was. But anyway, let's see if I can do this right. I'll bring you to John's segment for today. Hey, everybody. And now today we've got a good signal. We got a good picture. There's no rain falling, and John doesn't sound like he's in a tin can. So we're going to do a segment. We're actually taping this, folks, in the damn middle of the night. That's what it feels like here.
Hello, Chillie. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Hear me.
Actually, it's much better today. So we think that was all a rain issue yesterday and not an Epic issue. John kept saying it's the raindrops, and I kept saying, no, man, the Wi-Fi signal sucks. But he was
But
right.
I think it was wrong. 2 things. I think it was the raindrops, but I also think that we were doing it right when like everybody comes back on the ship and has to send all their pictures home to the kids all at once. Because the rest of the time I seem to have really good internet except for that time right then. And then mix that with the raindrops that were completely messing up the satellite signal. So then everybody was trying to resend. And it was, it was just like, when the cockroaches are trying to get to the fresh roadkill,
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. That's the first time we've ever talked about cockroaches on Chillie's Cruises, Travel and Cruise Industry News. That's a first, only with John. Now, you'll notice in the title there, John is in Cartagena. And I have a little clip here. Remember, you have to unmute yourself. By the way, Cartagena in Spain is spelt differently than the Cartagena in Colombia, although they're pronounced the same.
Hello.
But they both
Cartagena
Buenos
and Colombia.
Dias, Senor, como está? They
see.
both sprechen Sie Italian. No, I
Yeah.
mean Spanish. So
Yeah,
could be.
Cartagena
Yes,
in
I am.
Spain
And
is
just
with
open the
an
door
A.
and come on in.
Cartagena in
Okay.
Colombia
Okay.
is with an
Thanks.
E. Interesting. And they both
Cartagena in Russia is with an O, so it'd be A-E-I-O-U. I don't know. Anyway,
yes, that's here and there. All
pretty
right.
vowel-y.
Here's the first clip. So remember, unmute yourself to talk about Cartagena.
Okay. Well, first of all, coming into this, and you can see why this is so important of a place. Cartagena itself has been a significant defensive port for over 2,000 years. And the name Cartagena actually comes from the first person family that took this little inlet here and made it a defensive stronghold in the Western Mediterranean. We're not far from the Rock of Gibraltar and the entrance or the exit to the Mediterranean. And of course, probably 2,000 years ago, they also believed that the Aquarius was out there. But so you're going to see here as I slide by, you're going to see some warships because today the Spanish Navy still uses this. It's one of its more significant defensive ports.
All right, that's pretty cool. Now,
yeah,
this
is really
is
a beautiful place.
This is what I found most interesting are the pictures from Cartagena.
Oh, the streets here are, you know, I guess it's one of those things. This, of course, one of the old original clock towers. This was the watching for the soldier sailors to come in on, and it's still, of course, functioning. It's kind of the center point in the old town, and just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I just want to point out here that color on that clock is going to start a trend here now. Watch this as we go from picture to picture. See how that yellow, and that is just worked into just everything that you see if you're walking around Old Town. New Town, of course, it looks very Spanish, very much like Barcelona, but except for not as many of the big buildings, although there are 400,000 people that live here in what would be called the greater Cartagena area. There are no trees. The complete mountainsides or hillsides, whatever you want to call them, are completely grass. Of course, that's because of the lack of water and everything. Is this not beautiful or what? Could you not just kind of live there and go down and have your little Spanish coffee every morning and a couple of chorizos and just make it your home?
That's as pretty a street scene as I've seen anywhere.
It's just beautiful. This is Old Town now, of course. I want you to know that regular town, like I said, of about 400,000 people, is much more like a typical Spanish scene, very much of that modern squarish kind of building. You'll see a little bit of that maybe if we do another one of my clips that I sent you, but it's built in the natural valley of the actual water pond in the center that they're using. It was great when the ship came in because this is the first time that I've seen where the Epic had to come in and use both of their thrusters to kind of do a 180 to put itself into the port. It was really a neat little thing this morning that it did. It's because it's a really small port. This is not a 3 ships in every day from one of the big, the box things. This is a 1-ship port here as far as cruise ships go.
But this is like not into the 20th century. I mean, they don't have stuff like Wi-Fi signals and cell phones.
Oh yeah. They do. Matter of fact, that was the irony of that. I'm guessing the next picture that you're going to throw up for me here, because when I first had the picture, I said, "Oh, wow, this is so cool. This is the Native American dress. This is how you're welcome, just like when you get laid in Hawaii, meaning they put a lei on your neck. Don't go there." And everything like that. And this is very much the traditional garb and everything. But if you look a little closer, you'll see that, of course, Mother Maria here is also checking her. Oh, God, do I have to bring milk home for the kids or what? I'm not just sure what she's doing here. But she can make it work with her really long thumbnails. So anyway, I thought it was just ultimately a funny picture, because here you are, you're thinking, oh, really in this kind of neat place and everything. And at least at Disneyland, they don't let the staff have cell phones. But Hey, what can you say? So,
All right, now what's next? The service on the boat clip, the last clip you sent.
I'm not sure which way you got it. Is it the clip with the laundry, or is it the clip about how we happily, but with a little frustration, fixed the spa problem? I'm not sure which one you've got next.
All right, let's do the laundry first.
Laundry. Okay. Well,
okay. So let's see what's arrived
so I don't need to
One of the coolest things I think of being on shipboard is that you can send your laundry out and have it done for you. And because I'm a platinum member, I get this done a couple of times for free during my transatlantic cruises. So here's the tag that comes back where I have marked all of the different kind of clothes that I put in this bag. They pack it up so nicely. It's like Christmas. And then everything is folded. Just really, really nice. Boy, I wish I had this at home. So here's my casual shirts. A little nicer polo shirt. And then the sports kind of shirts, and then here's a flood of t-shirts, and a blue jean, and then a regular khaki, and then socks and underwear, all nicely folded and ready to be worn, or actually start making the trip back home. What did this cost? Nothing. It's part of being a regular cruiser on NCL.
I don't know if
isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's a wonderful service. And if you guys could hear, I had an echo in my ear.
No, it didn't.
You did not hear it? Okay, because I was hearing the clip audio, and then a delay heard it again. So, but it was a little fainter. Cool. So I hope that didn't go over the airways, but if it did, you could still hear what John was saying in the clip.
Yeah, but it was just really nice, and like they'll do this again like next Wednesday, and so two things: you don't end up taking everything all dirty and home in a plastic bag, because I leave with maybe only 2 or 3 days worth of soiled clothes, and plus I don't have to bring so much because I can reuse the shirts and stuff, and do it. So it's really, really a nice thing. Of course, the other thing is I pack way too much stuff, so I haven't even gotten into my big suitcase hardly. But it's just a really nice feature. You, of course, can send everything out, but, it's cheaper to bring an extra pair of socks in than it is to send one out to get washed.
Yeah.
So, whether that's socks, underwear, shirts, or not blue jeans, you can get a blue jean washed cheaper than you can buy a new one. But I just think it's really neat. And, I'm sure other cruise lines do it too, but NCL, and I still have a coupon yet for next week's free one. So, hey, I'm in.
Yeah. All right. We got one more clip, and then we got a couple things to discuss.
Alrighty.
Hey, everybody. John Reitmeier. Just about to pull into Cartagena here on the north on the NCL Epic, and having a wonderful time as we're beginning our transatlantic crossing this year. Just a little tidbit to stop a little problems. This is mostly for travel agents, but if you have people who are paid to go into the thermal suites and then don't want to do that for whatever reason, the people down in the spa are happy to refund your money for doing that, even if you've tried it and you don't like it. Here's where it got a little complicated for me. My travel companion didn't make it to the boat. So normally I have a solo inside cabin, ended up in this great big mini suite. Really love that. That's a completely separate video. But with that, we had 2 passes into the spa area for the entire cruise, and I don't feel comfortable going there by myself, a little bit of handicap trouble. So wanted to cancel that. First day I got on the ship, went down to the front desk an hour after I boarded, and the gal there said, "Oh no, you have to do that by calling land." So waited till land opened, and they said, "Nope, you have to do that on the ship." And this went back and forth for 3 days. My travel agent got involved. Everybody seemed to be moving it around to someone else. Finally, last night, I got a hold of the actual spa manager, and they just solved the problem in a minute, because everybody had a little piece of the puzzle, and their piece was right, but not complete. The complete piece of that puzzle is if you prepaid for spa access before you got on the cruise with your credit card, then the spa manager has to cancel that with land, but they have to be the ones who do it, and they do it through texting to land. That's all going to get taken care of today for me. It was not an issue at all. The spa people are super nice, and they made it all happen. But I'll tell you, it was a little frustrating between the front desk here on the boat and land and back and forth, travel agent involved even, and didn't even pull the, hey, I'm an influencer card, because I just wanted to see how it would play out as a regular traveling person on NCL. And happy to say NCL has come through for us again. And next time, hopefully, when I'm traveling with a friend, we will be in the thermal suite, spa, whatever you want to call it down there, and having a great time. But in the meantime, make sure that you or your customers know that if something happens where they cannot use those passes they paid for, the way to reverse the charges, have no problem getting out of it, is to talk to the spa manager or the assistant manager. They will solve the problem for you. Have a great day, everybody. Hope to see you on the ocean.
All right. Thank you, John. That's great information there for any of us that run into a situation like that on probably on any cruise ship.
Yeah. It's hot tubs, and there's a big kind of a, not a hot tub, but kind of a big thing with fountains and stuff in it. And I don't feel comfortable in like sliding in and out of that by myself. That was Anthony was coming along, and that was going to be great because, he's like a football player. He can just grab me by the scruff of the neck and do that. And the spa people, once I got to the right person, oh yeah, we'll take care of that. No problem. I said, why didn't the front desk know that? And she said, they will from now on. So it seems to be that's the way it is, because it's the same spa company on every ship. So there you go.
All right. One other thing we talked about way back before you left Minnesota, I think, was the first time we just, maybe you had you were in Germany. I don't remember the exact date, but was the change in entertainment on the Epic.
Yeah, they brought out the fact that Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which has been the lead show in the showroom, and it's not just a kind of a grab a few songs and do a little heartwarming part of it. I mean, it's a significant Broadway musical on the ship. And one of the reasons why I like to get back on the ship and watch it, I mean, and so do apparently the 1,100 other people in the show, because there's one particular line in the movie it's about Bernadette leaving her cake out in the rain, and literally 500 people in the audience are going, Bernadette left her cake out in the rain. It's a popular thing. And, I knew why it had gone down literally right after we first talked about it, but I didn't think it was kind of like, anybody's real business. But of course, there's always somebody that thinks that they're doing better by blabbing it out and telling the world. And the problem is that some of the actors in the troupe quit. And they quit because Norwegian, of course, had to put in the rule that, and that's how it is for everybody that's working here and all around me. And I feel really sad for them. They sign up for a 4-month contract.
I'm on a live broadcast, which is tape playing right now, but I'll be going back live here shortly. But just come ahead and do your thing.
Afternoon off.
I'll sign whatever when you need.
Getting your toes in the sand. There is no walking around and doing some shopping that you need to do. There is no buying Christmas presents to send back home. If you're on this ship for a 4-month contract, you're on this ship for 4 months. That's part of their safety protocols. And just between you and me, Chillie, I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah. On the one hand, on the other hand, some of the actors just couldn't do it. They could not, they're not, of the mindset maybe that a person from, the country that's sending all their money back to feed their family and their cousins and their grandma, can do it because they can ride it out because this is a great job for them. And so different numbers, but about 5-6 principals just said, can't do it. Can't do it. And so they're putting a new show together. And
thank you so much. Have a great Thanksgiving.
That anxious to, move forward in their Broadway musical careers that they'll be doing the show. And that's why it's going to resume on the 22nd of January. And really didn't kind of want that out. I didn't pass it along until it became public knowledge because I was I just thought that was a little more private thing, but it's out now. And so I'm not telling any secrets out of school.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we were able to do a segment today without the tin canness. I mean, you sounded like hell in a tin can yesterday. Quite frankly, it was awful.
That's what happens when you chop digital bytes up into little pieces and can't send them all through the chain. See, that's what happens. And so when we know we've got a good signal, that's why I wanted you to do this earlier, and I'm glad we did.
Yep.
You'll have a great show this afternoon. My afternoon, your morning. I'm looking forward to seeing it and want to wish everybody just the best of time. We're pulling out of here early, Malaga, I think, or Mallorca. No, Malaga, Malaga, right before we go through the strait. And then again on the other side of the strait. And then we head over to the Azores. Then we've got 5 or 6 nights across to New York. And then they're going to keep us all locked up in New York. But my cabin should have the beautiful downtown view of New York. And hopefully I'll do an outside show for you right from there. So
that would be awesome.
Looking forward.
All right.
And Amtrak all the way. We're going to do a live Amtrak show, you and me too, going down the rails on Amtrak. So.
That'll be cool.
Hey.
All right. John, thank you. Have a terrific day. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow.
God willing, and the creek don't rise too much.
All right. Okay, folks, that was John coming to us from Cartagena. And now let me quickly go over to Hot Air Tom down in Daytona. We've been having problems getting audio, folks, but real quickly, I'll go to Tom and see if what is we got going on there. Tom, can you hear me at all?
Very faintly, not enough to have a conversation.
Okay, just tell us what's happening.
Gentlemen asked me a question and it was on my list, but I answered him. I'll tell everything. That's what
All right, Hot Air is obviously at Daytona Beach on the raceway. That would be turns. I believe that's turns one and 2.
I don't know if I can go back down the hill here.
All right, we can hear you fine, Tom. Go ahead and talk.
This is interesting. Walking back to the tram. So we are at the start finish line, and I don't know if you can get a feel for the pitch of the track here. It's an interesting challenge to walk. So guy is saying it's an 18-degree, and I can't. The sun's too bright. I can't even see. But there's the start finish line. Guy that waves the flag.
All right.
I showed behind the wall that you can't see on TV. The driver was talking about that. they have the wall's actually flexible, so when they hit, it cushions the impact a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously, Tom, we're having difficulties with the audio. So your pictures are great, but we can't get enough audio from you for it to make a difference. So I'll thank you for trying, and we'll try this another time. Okay. That was Hot Air Tom, and unfortunately, we couldn't get audio that would work well enough to tell what's going on down there. All right. So moving on from Hot Air Tom at Daytona Raceway. I flashed this up. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to guess, but that's the port of the day. If you have any guesses, let me know. Now, from Oasis of the Seas, and our buddy Katie, quite frankly, folks, it's been so busy here this morning. I don't have time to try to bring Katie in from this. So I'm going to go through this best of memory serves me. Oh, that was Hot Air Tom. Yeah, I do have some information. That's Hot Air Tom's toes. Actually, what happened is tour was canceled yesterday due to high wind. The wind was so blustery, it blew a 30-foot gangway 200 feet down the dock and crashed into a Port Authority pickup. The truck was damaged, of course, and they were watching it all from Oceans. So for a replacement tour, he went to the spa, had a deep tissue massage, and then had his toes painted. So he's got, I think that's supposed to be a Norwegian toe art. But anyway, that's Hot Air Tom's toes. So now, Katie on Oasis of the Seas, this is her buddy. This is her cruise buddy, Angela. They've been cruising together for 10 years. Angela's a retired teacher and a friend of Katie's. Yesterday, they went to Giovanni's for lunch. And look at this. I'm not sure what we call this, a seafood extravaganza that Katie had for lunch. That just looks yummy to me. I would be all over that. That's at Giovanni's on board Oasis of the Seas. And that's our buddy Katie. And then last night was formal night on Oasis. And they had one of their friends on board was celebrating an anniversary too. And that, of course, is Katie all decked out. Doesn't she look nice, folks? And that's Katie with Angela again. And this is, wow, I don't remember the friends' names. It's their anniversary. And that's them. Of course, he's all neated out in a tux. But these are friends of Katie's. Its anniversary was last night, celebrated on the Oasis of the Seas formal night. So now, folks, believe it or not, I do have a couple news stories today. I know that's unusual, but this is a news show. You know, some of you may have forgotten with all these features we got going on. All right, a couple things to cover. Carnival and cruise lines returned to service. Took a little bit of a stumble. The much anticipated restart of the Island Princess from Fort Lauderdale and the Crown Princess out in Los Angeles was delayed. Princess Cruise Lines did not go into any specific reasons for the delayed restart of the two ships. The only reason was to enable a further staggered return to service, is all they said. This could be related to not getting enough vaccinated crew to the ships, and they needed a little more time to do that, is my guess. The Island Princess was 2,200 passenger ship, was previously scheduled to restart on March the 6th. The 3,000 passenger Crown Princess was previously scheduled to resume cruises on February the 13th. Island Princess will now return to service April 27th with a 14-day Panama Canal cruise, and Crown Princess not until May the 7th. All right. The port of Miami, not Miami, New Orleans. New Orleans this weekend, we started up with a Norwegian ship. New Orleans, of course, has been open for some time with the Carnival Glory and the Carnival Valor sailing from there. And of course, we got started with Norwegian this weekend. The Norwegian Breakaway sailed on a 7-nighter on a Western Caribbean cruise on Sunday. They've had some river cruises going from New Orleans earlier in the year, but it wasn't until Carnival Glory set sail in September, about the 19th of September, that really got the ocean ships begin operating from New Orleans again. So, by the way, folks, they're counting on in 2022, the Port of New Orleans is expecting 285 sailings and nearly 1 million cruise passengers. So they're looking for a huge, huge new situation. Now, I do have a picture that I did not get loaded, so I got to take a minute to do this, folks. I know you guys just love me when I screw up. Well, I screwed up on this one because I had it ready to go. And there it is. So it's spinning now. Okay, you're going to like to see this sucker? That's a submarine, folks. Crystal Cruises' new expedition ship, the Crystal Endeavor, is currently on its inaugural cruise to the Antarctica. During the cruise, the ship's submarine made its debut. The submersible is able to dive down several hundred feet below the surface to view marine life like never before. No special equipment or gear is required in the 2-person underwater vehicle, plus a pilot, which takes guests on an unforgettable undersea journey, offering a truly unique way to experience and explore the icy polar region. Now, folks, I don't know what that costs extra, but yeah, Crystal's is one of those that's a little on the pricey side, just slightly. But anyway, that was pretty cool. All right, December, Carnival's going to have 2 more ships coming back in service. The Carnival Conquest will be sailing from Port Miami and out in Los Angeles, Long Beach. Finally, the Carnival Radiance, of course, that's the old Carnival Triumph redone. The Carnival Radiance will set sail on December 13th. Both ships sail on the 13th, as a matter of fact. One other thing to point out about New Zealand. New Zealand will keep its borders closed for most international travel for 5 months. That means that the government said today a cautious easing of protocols that have been placed for 2 years is going to start. Along with its geographic isolation, the South Pacific country enforced some of the tightest pandemic restrictions, limiting the spread of COVID and helping its economy bounce back faster than many other countries, especially down under. But an outbreak of Delta variant really screwed them up and they slammed it down again. The main city of Auckland is now only gradually starting to open up as the vaccination rates climb. Fully vaccinated international travelers will be allowed to enter the country starting April 30th. The travelers will have to self-isolate for 7 days upon arrival. Vaccinated New Zealanders and residence visa holders in neighboring Australia can travel to New Zealand from January 16th, while vaccinated New Zealanders and residence visa holders, most from other countries, will be allowed in starting in February the 13th. Travelers will no longer be required to stay at state quarantine facilities, but other measures will be in place to include self-isolation, a negative pre-departure test, proof of being fully vaccinated, and a COVID test upon arrival. Pressure's been mounting on Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern to reopen the international borders ahead of the Christmas holidays so that expat New Zealanders could return home. So that is the news from down under in New Orleans. All right. Busy show this morning. Let's go over and see who's in the chat room. I haven't been able to take a look at all this morning. Sorry that the signal with Hot Air Tom, but we got to figure out what was wrong with that. We couldn't get he had great pictures. But I had already started the John's tape that we did earlier. So Tom had great pictures, but we just missed out. And I don't know, there was something wrong with the signal. All right. Amy's with us. Amy's back from her river cruise in France. She loved it. Felt very, very safe. Okay, Amy, we probably need to talk one day about that. I'll send you a message on that. I'd love to let's do a chat about your river cruise in France. I hope you took some pictures, which I have not. I probably screwed up and didn't catch that while you were doing it if you were posting them. Anyway, Nikki's with us. She says hi to John and to Amy. Carol's here. Hey, Carol. Lovely photos from John, Carol says. Jason says he gets free laundry all the time. I've never done laundry on a cruise. I probably will want to this time that I'm doing back-to-backs, and I'm going to be out there for 3 weeks because I'm not taking that much, clothes with me. So, yeah, I'm going to look into that this time. Katie popped in. Katie says, greetings from St. Thomas. Oh, they're in St. Thomas today. That's right. I meant to say that when I was going through Katie's lovely pictures from yesterday and last night. Jason says, laundry live. How entertaining. It's a nice service, Jason. Maybe some of you guys have used it. I never have. Carol said she heard an echo too. So that I'm not sure why that happened and where it came from when we taped that this morning, but something, and that was probably me screwing up something technical. But anyway, yeah, we had an echo just for that couple minutes there of one little segment of John's interview. So Carol says, I get free laundry on Princess. It's a great elite perk. Emily's with us. She says, hello, everybody. Jason says, an influencer. Hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah, that's, she put up turkey butts to give us wishes. So a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, Amy. No, that's Emily. Thanks, Emily. Emily says, Amy, do you have picked to show? That sounds like a beautiful cruise that you have taken. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'm going to get with Amy on that. I promise you, folks. I screwed up and didn't track it while she was over there. That would have been the neat thing. Kenneth's with us. Hey, Carol, are you still on the Princess ship? No, Carol does not cruise until February. Kenneth says, okay, yeah, that's him. We're going on the Ruby Princess, and then we're going on the Majestic Princess right after. I just wonder if you got your medallion sent to you, since they haven't gotten theirs yet. Katie says, morning to everybody. Emily says, morning to everybody. I can hear Hot Air Tom when he spoke. Yeah, I could hear Hot Air Tom too, but he couldn't hear me. So he didn't know. Just if he had just started talking and just yappered all the way through, that would have been great. Jason says, don't fall down, Hot Air Tom. Yeah, that's I've been on that the slope of the banking on Daytona, and it's something. If you don't go a certain speed around the banking, your car will flip over. It's unbelievable. Great picks, Katie. Everyone all decked out, looking great. I agree. Jason says, Hot Air Tom's feet should be the thumbnail for this. Yeah, no. I, I, I agree. That would have been funny. There's hot air. Hi, everyone. Sorry about we just couldn't. We couldn't get couldn't get the signal, the audio and the video tied together. Hot air. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure why, but anyway. Jason says Azopod's broken again. On what, Jason? On Hot Air Tom's ship on the gym? I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't heard about anything that had bad Azopods. Oh, Carnival Victory redone, actually. Yeah. What did I say? Did I say Carnival Miracle? Yeah, it was Carnival Victory is Carnival Radiance. I might have said that wrong without thinking. Yeah, that you're absolutely correct. It was Carnival Victory. I might have said that wrong now that you pointed that out, Jason. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, that was a brain the senior moment if I said that wrong. I don't even remember what I said, quite frankly. I'm sure I was wrong. Amy says, I'm terrible. I don't take pictures when I'm traveling, but I travel with my sister, and she took a bunch of pictures. I'm going to have Chillie friend her on Facebook, and then he can see them all. Well, yeah, that'll work. Just let me know, and I will take care of that. Amy, if you don't know, here you can email me at gmail.com. Okay. That should go in there. That's my email, chilliefalls@gmail.com. Amy, and you can send me your sister, and if it's okay with her, if she'll let me use her pictures, I will use them, and that would be terrific. So, all right, guys. And the other mistake I made this morning, by the way, nobody guessed on the port today. So that port was going to stay through till Friday because I'm not doing a show tomorrow. I said, John, hopefully we'll catch up with you tomorrow from wherever you are. He's going to be in Malaga tomorrow. No, we're not, because it's Thanksgiving and I'm not doing a show tomorrow. So at least I'm not going to do a regular news show. Maybe we'll do something during the day. I don't know. That I haven't decided yet, but it's not going to be a travel and cruise industry news show at 11 o'clock tomorrow because of the holidays, and you guys are going to all be busy out cooking turkeys and things. And by the way, folks, just in time for the Thanksgiving holidays, I shot my first turkey. Yeah, I did. Scared the crap out of everybody in the frozen food section at Kroger's. That's going to wrap me up for today, guys. If you're new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe. That'll help me out a lot. And hit the bell notification. You'll know when I go live or when I post videos. And everybody else, you guys have a fabulous holiday. Enjoy the day, folks. Don't eat too much. Hell with it. Have a ball. Stuff yourself tomorrow. Y'all deserve it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I will see everybody again Friday morning at 11 a.m. for Friday Travel and Cruise Industry News. For now, this is the old fat travel guy. Have a fabulous holiday. See you guys on Friday.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.